the device that the company's been teasing for the last couple weeks. As we were expecting, the new smartphone isn't going to be competing with big boys like the Samsung Galaxy S20, but it certainly is interesting enough if you're looking for a decent smartphone that won't break the bank. As you might expect, the Reno 3 Pro sports the same overall design as the previously released Reno 3. The back may look like all the other glass back smartphones out there, but Oppo's actually chosen to use plastic instead to keep the overall cost and weight down. The gradient gloss finish is still a fingerprint magnet though, but at least it won't shatter when you drop it. The phone's 6.4-inch 1080p Super AMOLED display dominates the front of the device with nearly edge-to-edge coverage, except for its double-wide cutout for its two front-facing cameras. While we've seen this before on devices like the Galaxy S20 Plus, Oppo is claiming a world's first with a 44-megapixel front-facing camera. The one beside it is a 2-megapixel depth sensor for improved performance for portrait shots, but we would have preferred to see an ultra-wide camera instead. The main camera consists of a 64-megapixel sensor paired with an f1.7 lens. After that, you have an 8-megapixel sensor with an f2.2 ultra-wide-angle lens, and then a 13-megapixel f2.4 2x telephoto. And finally, you get a 2-megapixel monochrome sensor for capturing more light, enabling the camera's ultra-dark mode, which allows it to capture images in near virtual darkness. But the icing on top here is a dedicated NPU chip for image processing, something that you rarely see in mid-range smartphones. The initial camera test looks really good, especially for a mid-range device, and Oppo is promising that things should get even better with a significant camera update which is scheduled to come later this week. Overall, the imaging experience offered by this phone should allow the Oppo Reno 3 Pro to compete with much more expensive smartphones rather than mid-range devices. As for the phone's other specifications, you're looking at a MediaTek Helio P95 processor, 8GB of RAM, 128GB or 256GB of storage, expandable microSD storage, and dual SIM card support. Oppo's also included an in-display fingerprint sensor, and since this is a mid-range smartphone, you also get a 3.5mm headphone jack, but there's only one speaker which is located on the bottom edge of the phone. The device's 4025 mAh battery does support 30-watt fast charging, which can deliver a 50% charge in 20 minutes or a full charge in just under an hour. The Oppo Reno 3 Pro is a very competitive smartphone, especially when you consider its price, selling for $415 for the 128GB model or $455 for 256. The phone will go on sale this Friday in India, but it should be making its way to other